What's good, everybody? Welcome into The Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. I'm telling you right now, I feel good this morning. I mean, I just feel good. I'm in a great mood. We're still on the road. Last night, I want you to remember this name, Sabe's Wings. You're going to be hearing that a lot. We have found our second charity. We are done. St. Jude, Sabe's Wings, amazing work. One of the best nights of my life. Just like we had a great and one of our best days at the brand yesterday. Let's take a look. Saturday, we killed it. My crew killed it again yesterday. What an incredible group of people we have at the Early Edge and SportsLine, and they do this, but we do it with you. Now, another busy week at the brand, because in the NFL, it never stops. Later today, as always, Early Edge at 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then, let's take a look at our live streams this week. Tonight, of course, our mega preview. Now, we're going to be coming on during that first game, then previewing the second game. We're going to try a little watch along, and we'll give out a few plays on the 4 o'clock show. And so we're going to see how that works. And then, of course, Tuesday, you do not want to miss our mega preview. That's where we get a lot of our value plays on Tuesday, and then you see the rest of the schedule. Now, when I feel like this, though, full transparency, I'm hurting this morning. I'm not used to all this, so I need some stars. I need some stars of the show to pick me up this morning, and I believe I've done just that. Let's go ahead and bring him in right now because, first and foremost, Zach, I feel like I was out last night in Las Vegas. That's how I feel right now. Full transparency. I feel like I was out in Las Vegas. How are you, sir?
Sometimes that's a good thing, Coach. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know what? Week 2 in the NFL, it is one of those blemishes on my record every single year. This year, I was like, it's not going to get me. Took my time. I actually posted a Thursday play, which is one of my rules I don't do. Won that with the Chargers on a miracle. So I was like, you know what? I can do this. I went 2-1 yesterday. I should have added Dallas too, but I was a little bit more cautious. So 3-1 on the week and did okay in college football as well. So let's keep it going.
Man, you're having a good week. I like how you're changing up your rules just a little bit. You're evolving. Zach Attack's evolving. Now, yesterday, Maestro, that was one of the most fun days I've ever had. The late games, where you're talking the Falcons coming back and covering, the Bengals, Cowboys, as Jackson said. How about the Cardinals? Kyler Murray, one of the greatest finishes I've ever seen. It was ridiculous. Good morning.
Good morning. We saw things yesterday we've never seen in the NFL, and I know a lot of Raiders fans upset about that maybe ticky-tack penalty that extended the game. But, I mean, how about the Jets, 150-1 to win the game outright with 2 minutes left? Nick Chubb does not stay around. I have not seen any comments or quotes from him. He was not in the locker room yesterday. Of course, he scored 3 touchdowns, but had he scored just 2, the Browns would have won in easy fashion. He should have gone down, and he knows to do that because he did that a couple of years ago when he stopped at the 1. A great player, but a huge mistake that opened the floodgates for the most incredible comeback by the Jets, that I've ever seen.
Yesterday was the reason why I feel like we need like a post show on Sunday night. It was like game after game. By the way, those of you that didn't watch the Browns yesterday, they were up 2 scores. They give up a long bomb, onside kick, another touchdown, lose. It was crazy. Now, we cannot forget about baseball. Now, Allie, your team, the Fighting Nick Sabans, right back where you're supposed to be now. Maybe not so clear of a number 1, but you got to feel good about where you're at.
Yeah, definitely a lot better than last week. But I don't know if I can brag too much when it's like Louisiana Monroe or whoever we played. So,
hey, we'll take it. We'll take it, right? All right, we got a lot to get to because this is a busy, busy time of year. We got storylines from everybody, so let's get right into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines. Now, for some reason, ESPN decided to do 2 games in week 2. Okay, staggered starts, but not 3 hours apart, like 45 minutes. I don't get it, but we're here for it. Zach, you're up first.
Yeah, this is a familiar matchup for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, who has faced the Tennessee Titans every year of his career. So this is his 5th straight year facing them, and they've had some success, but not necessarily recently. The past 2 years they've lost, including last year, Monday Night Football, 34-31. The year before that, they were trounced by the Tennessee Titans, 42-16. Let's not overreact on that one. That was the COVID makeup game rescheduled. I'm not sure if that was played on a Tuesday or Wednesday. It was one of those weird games there. And then the prior 2, they did win, but they scored 14 points or less. I do want to also point out that the Bills are coming off that big win against the LA Rams. Kind of what happened last year was a little bit of a letdown spot when they came out of primetime. So we'll see if that happens this year, if they look ahead a little bit too much. The team I forgot to mention was the Kansas City Chiefs when they came out of that win last year, and then they lost to the Tennessee Titans. So that's something to keep in mind here. And then a little assist from Larry last night on the Tennessee Titans and head coach Mike Vrabel. As an underdog of 4 points or more, they are 13-3 ATS. And Larry, I want to make sure this is correct. 12 outright wins. 12 outright wins.
Wow. Well, there you go. Educate and entertain right there, ladies and gentlemen. The grind never stops. We help each other. It's like a point guard all the time. That's who the Maestro is. All right, now, speaking of football. By the way, Maestro, did you know that if you write on Twitter that it's a team victory and that a quarterback actually needs to do something in the fourth quarter and can take blame even though scoring 38 points, that will set Twitter off? Did you know that?
I know you got to be prepared for that blowback.
Ooh, apparently you can't say that Lamar Jackson was to blame in any way, shape, or form yesterday. No, he's Jesus Christ, apparently according to Twitter, with people that have less than 100 followers. Okay, now, Maestro, that was game number 1 from Zach. But we've got another game tonight, and I'll be honest with you, I've been looking forward to this one more than any of them. Talk to me.
Well, yeah, people can't wait for this Vikings-Eagles matchup. I think there's going to be a lot of points when you look at the explosion in terms of A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson and all the talent that's going to be on the field and all the speed. But I should warn you, unders are 21-9 this season. One thing I've noticed that is kind of interesting is that, used to run out of bounds and they would stop the clock until the ball was placed. And that is still the rule. But right now, the refs, anytime the forward motion is not clear, they are saying that the guy didn't get out of bounds and they're keeping the clock running, which is maybe meaning a few less plays per game, which is maybe helping out some of these unders. But back to this game, the money is all on Philadelphia. Even though the Vikings looked amazing, shut down the Packers, the money is coming in big on the Eagles. That's the sharp side. It is a sandwich spot for the Vikings between two divisional opponents. The one thing I'm looking at is some props on guys like Thielen and Osborne, because we saw that Jefferson exploded. The Eagles play a very deep zone with 2 deep safeties, a lot of underneath stuff. I think Dalvin Cook, Thielen, Osborne, all those guys could get a bunch of targets.
Oh, man, you're making me feel so much better right now, Maestro. I was sluggish, but talking about 2 Monday Night Football games, man, that's what I'm here for. However, there was a little nugget, Allie, that when we look at the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, based off the last couple of weeks, naturally you would say, oh, let's play the Diamondbacks team total. Oh, let's play the over. But we would be missing a very key stat. What do you got?
Yep, so 6 straight games between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks have stayed under, but I will say that all 4 of the games in LA this season have gone over 7.5. But we did just see the same pitching matchup between Kelly and Kershaw last week in Arizona, and the Dodgers won 4-0. A lot of those Arizona games have been going under lately, 6-1 in their last 7, and the same thing with the Dodgers, 5-1 in their last 6. So I would really think, just with the pitching matchup, that we might see another under, but I know that Dodgers offense is really something else.
And Allie, tonight is the perfect night. If we're going to play an under, because I hate them. But if you're going to play it, I don't watch unders. You got 2 football games. Just make the bet and then leave it alone. Just leave it alone. All right, we got to get to our board for the day because that's why you come, to be educated, to be entertained. But we've grown so big, we got to pay those pesky little bills. Here's a word from one of our incredible partners. And we are back. All right, it's time for our board for the day. And that I'm starting right where I need to be with baseball. And there's a team, Allie, that if people have been riding them, they're really catching momentum. And I hope it continues today. You're up.
Yep. So today I'm going to go with the Rays money line at -120. You have Drew Rasmussen, and the Rays have won 7 of his last 8 starts. And at home, he is 6-1 and has a 1.97 ERA. And comparatively, the Astros are starting Luis Garcia, and they have won actually a surprising number of his starts compared to how well he's pitched, but it's really just the offense there. And when the Rays have a really good pitcher, it's going to be pretty hard to make up those runs. But Luis Garcia has given up 3 or more earned runs in 7 of his last 8 starts. So I would really think that the Rays are going to come through for tonight.
Gosh, I hope so. I really hope so. Man, they're starting to play good baseball. Can't forget about baseball, but you can forget about soccer. International break. I know some of you have been asking in the chat, any soccer this week? Sorry, no soccer this week. Big break, but we're getting used to it now. We've been here for a couple of years. All right, now we have the Rays. But where do I – well, you know where I'm going to go next. There's only 2 faces, and the coveted last spot. So, Zach Attack, you know how important tonight's game is. You know how important your new legacy is. Floor is yours.
All right, Coach. I'm going to go with 2 Monday night props. First off with KJ Osborne under 32.5 yards. We heard Larry mention him. He could get a few catches, but I'm going to play his under. Everyone wants to talk about the lack of preseason reps hurting the stars, but it's also hurting the role players early in the season. And Osborne has been one of those wideouts. In preseason, only had 1 catch last week in week 1 against the Packers, 1 catch for 14 yards. And you want to talk about a megastar that's going to continue to do well. It's probably going to be Justin Jefferson. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. Last year, he would have these incredible games, and then followed up the next game 4 out of 5 times with under 100 yards receiving, and some of them were way below. So he needs to get rid of that label. I think that's going to cause issues for the Vikings' other role players if Jefferson goes off like he did last week. And then Kirk Cousins in primetime. He has that horrible label. Remember a few years ago, he was 0-7 on Monday Night Football throughout his career. I know he said that slightly, but to me, that's always going to be attached to his name. So I'll take the under. KJ Osborne, 32.5 yards. And then Kenneth Gainwell, under 11.5 yards receiving, the running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. This, to me, is just more of a value play. We saw the Vikings give up 46 yards receiving to A.J. Dillon, 27 receiving yards to Aaron Jones. That's not going to happen this week. I think that you look at the way the game plan went, the script went with the Packers. They were down. Of course, a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, 14-year player that's torched them for years. They're not going to give up that deep ball, so they let Aaron Rodgers hit those little short routes. That's not going to happen here with Jalen Hurts, which you know his strengths are. You know what his weaknesses are. Much more better than Aaron Rodgers. So I'll take the under 11.5 yards for Kenneth Gainwell.
Zach, Sinful Saint brings up a very good point. He says, Coach hates unders. And what does Zach do? He plays 2 unders on Monday to start the week. Come on, LOL. That's all right. I don't hate NFL unders.
I do like the Jefferson over, but that's real pricey at 95.5 yards. So I'm going to go with a couple of small yardage props.
Hey, I like him. Are you
I know prop stars
right now
for him. We've got a showdown. We've got a showdown in fantasy football tonight.
I love it.
I mean, the projection is 111. So, and he has Jefferson. So.
Really, you're playing prop stars this week? I didn't even look at mine. I got so busy yesterday. I need to look at that. I'm probably 2-0. By the way, did you guys see who's back? Our man Chad, and he's coming strong. He says, I don't know about Russell, but let's let Dalvin cook. That's what my man brings to the party. Good to see you back, Chad. All right. For those of you who are brand new to the brand, Joshua in the chat says the early edge is a force. You're damn right we are. But there's a lot of new people coming every single day. And every single show that you see that face in the top left-hand corner, he will always go last. Why, you ask? It's his spot. He named it. It's his. He's been here since day 1, December 2020. So, Maestro, on a night we have not 1, but 2 NFL games. Talk to me.
I'm going to go with Treylon Burks to go over 26.5 receiving yards. You know, this guy, a lot of things were said about him in the preseason and not flattering, that he was working with the 3rd string. Well, they were just getting him a lot of work. And if you looked at week 1, 5 targets, 3 catches, 55 yards, had a 27-yard reception, a 20-yard reception. Depth of target was 19 yards. He's down the field. He could get over this in 1 catch. The Titans should be playing from behind, which is going to mean a lot of throws. And the biggest factor is Kyle Phillips, the other rookie who got 9 targets. He's questionable with the shoulder injury. If he's limited or if he can't go, then I just love Burks even more. But even if Phillips is in the lineup, 26.5 is not too much to ask when the game script should favor it.
Man, I love it when you find these little nuggets, these little places, and then all of a sudden it just hits. Man, I'm really getting into props now, thanks to you guys and ladies. All right. Oh, the chat is so nice this morning. Hit that like button for me. John says, the early edge is a family, Coach. You're damn right we are. That's exactly what we are. That's what we're building. All right. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. Now, I know it's a little light for the morning, but I told you we got 3 shows today. We've got 3 more big games today, so don't worry. We got plenty more coming to you. Maestro is on Treylon Burks over 26.5 receiving yards. Zach Attack 2 under props for the game tonight. KJ Osborne Kenneth Gainwell, then Alabama. Love the number. Rays, money line, -120. They've been really, really good lately. Play teams in September that are trending, that are playing well. It gets very, very difficult in baseball if you bet on bad teams. I am guilty of it too. AB, we gave this out, the quarterback interception whisperer, right? Ryan Tannehill over half an interception tonight in the craziness that will be Buffalo in their first home game of the year. I think it's going to feel like a tidal wave is coming at Ryan Tannehill tonight. It's going to be crazy, and we're going to be here for it. With that being said, damn, I love doing this so much. I don't even mind getting up when I feel like this because you pick me up. You make me feel better. So, saves wings. Remember, saves wings. And there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Monday tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Alabama, Zack Attack, the Maestro, and the Snake on the ones and the twos. I am the coach. Damn it, we pick each other up. That's what we do. What an incredible weekend. But as the Maestro always says, that was then. We got to focus on the here and the now. And that's exactly what we're going to do at the Early Edge. Good luck.